Peace and quiet. Something that everyone needs in their life from time to time. But can you imagine never being able to experience silence again? Never having quiet in your head, but instead being tormented by constant noise? It's an experience that I know all about because I have tinnitus. Now, most people think it's just caused by too much noisy music, but I got it as a result of malaria. And tinnitus left me feeling extremely stressed because you can't escape it. And I was told it would be with me forever. And the soundtrack that tinnitus gave policy advisor Bev Riataghi wasn't exactly easy listening.
If you don't tune the radio in properly and you get all this static, it feels like that. It's a very bizarre thing to be happening. People expect if you get really stressed or have a difficult time with your job or your family, then, oh, you'll have a heart attack or you'll have a stroke. They don't say, well, actually, you might end up with tinnitus, which is exactly what happened to me.
The stress of Bev's demanding job triggered constant tinnitus.
I just was terrified. I thought, am I going mad? Is my brain starting to make up all these noises? And they were getting louder and louder and louder, and you can't turn it off. And I was just so scared.
With no end in sight, Bev was signed off on long-term sick leave, and her mood declined.
You can slide easily into depression, and I'm sure that I was quite depressed.
Tinnitus is surprisingly commonplace. 1 in 10 people will experience it at some point in their lives. There's no medical cure for tinnitus, so many of those affected are told to just learn to live with it. This is where the British Tinnitus Association comes in, because they don't think that's good enough. Over the years, they've helped hundreds of thousands of people learn how to manage their condition. Years spent working on noisy building sites gave Richard Van Scolina tinnitus that came and went. But when tragedy struck his family, Richard's tinnitus suddenly became a much more serious problem.
I noticed my tinnitus seemed to be constant instead of being intermittent, which really worried me.
No longer able to bear loud noise, Richard had to give up the job he loved. He went to his GP, hoping for a cure.
Basically, he said to me that you've got to learn to live with it, which was hard to hear. The thought of things not getting better was something that dragged me down. I felt like I was trapped in a cage, and the more I fought it, the worse it became. To feel these emotions was completely alien to me, and feel this low, I was desperate, very desperate at that time. And I went for a walk down to the bay, and it went through my mind for a short while about taking my life.
It's all too easy to feel isolated by tinnitus, but the British Tinnitus Association is dedicated to supporting people with the condition. Their work is crucial when you think that almost 500,000 people have tinnitus severe enough to have a major impact on their lives. The BTA work tirelessly to provide support, advice and management techniques for those affected, but they're also at the forefront of commissioning research into new ways of treating tinnitus. Like the pioneering approach being taken at University College Hospital in London, clinical psychologist Dr. McKenna is teaching patients a technique that's been known about for thousands of years in the East, mindfulness meditation, and it seems to have a radical effect when applied to tinnitus.
Mindfulness invites people to pay attention to all that's going on, including their tinnitus. And contrary to what some people might think, that can lead to a much less stressful experience, and one that doesn't involve you going on and on and on trying to distract yourself.
It's a skilled intervention that has to be carried out over time by professionals. And groups like this will soon be taking part in a major clinical trial, supported by the BTA, which could enable the treatment to become much more widely available.
So whenever you notice that the mind has...
If we want this approach to tinnitus management to go forward, and many of our patients hope that it will, then we need hard scientific data. And that's what this trial is about.
It seems so simple, but when you have tinnitus, it's a real struggle to train yourself to step outside the condition. Learning to meditate is a bit more complicated than taking a pill, but it's by supporting new approaches to the problem that the BTA is helping to transform the lives of those living with tinnitus. Richard was one of the first to take part in Dr. McKenna's mindfulness training, and the effects have been startling.
We did meditation for about 20 minutes, and I was aware that for 20 minutes of that meditation, of not being aware of my tinnitus. So it had a very massive impact straight away on me. If you can come to acceptance, you've found a way through, and you can learn to live with it then for the rest of your life.
And supporting new treatments is not all the BTA does. It also enables people to help each other.
We had help from the BTA to set up and run our own self-help group in Cardiff, and it's been running for a couple of months and going from strength to strength. I accept what's happened to me now. I don't fight it, I accept it.
Here she comes.
By demonstrating the effectiveness of mindfulness through Dr. McKenna's trial, others may get to experience a transformation like Richard's.
I didn't realise how powerful my mind was until I discovered mindfulness, and it can actually change the way you think. I know without its help, I don't know if I would be here today.
Tinnitus is more common than you'd think. If you don't have tinnitus yourself, you're likely to know someone who does, yet research into the condition is chronically underfunded by government. The BTA is a major supporter of research, and with your help, it can fund more projects, transforming the lives of millions. Please donate by going to the website justgiving.com/BTA and clicking donate, or by calling 0800 018 0527. You can text the donation by texting TBT-AOO and the amount you want to give to 70070. The text message is free, and all of the donation will be passed on to the BTA. Or if you'd like to post a donation, please make your cheque payable to British Tinnitus Association and send it to British Tinnitus Association, Free Post, NEA 13451, Sheffield S8OWF. And if you want the charity to claim gift aid on your donation, please include an email or postal address so that they can send you a gift aid form. Thank you.